From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. It's October 18th.
Let's get things started.
There's only one thing better than having a true friend like you standing with Israel.
President Biden in Israel amid growing outrage and protest over a deadly explosion that ripped through a Gaza hospital packed with refugees and children.
Unreal, unbelievable, and unacceptable.
The chaos continues on Capitol Hill. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan failing to wrangle enough support to take the gavel. Another House Speaker vote is just hours away.
We want safe streets in every part of San Francisco, in every neighborhood.
San Francisco mayor pushing to give police more tools to fight crime, but not everyone is on board.
The units themselves are good indefinitely. You can pick them up and move them.
Life-changing housing for the homeless. How a billionaire developer could make it happen.
Closer I am to find.
Barbie heads to the ball game. How you can catch the summer blockbuster on San Francisco's biggest screen.
Well, good morning. I'm Gianna Franco. A lot of people love that movie, and I don't know, I wore pink today.
We both did. We
did.
coordinated. I got the pink shoes. Where's the pink tie?
My toes are pink, I can confirm.
Something is.
I'm Nicole Zalumis, Reed Cowan, and we have a special report coming up in moments.
Yeah, in just a moment, we will go live to Israel when President Joe Biden talks about what's going on there.
But right now we're going to go to our forecast because it is a first alert weather day and it's going to be hot, especially inland areas. So be prepared. Right, Jess?
Exactly, which is crazy because we kicked off this week nice and cool, but now we're talking about a heat wave today and tomorrow. Let's dive into this. The National Weather Service has actually issued a heat wave that starts today at 11 a.m. We're going to have more on that in just a second, but we're waking up to nice and mild conditions throughout the Santa Clara Valley this morning. A live look behind me from San Jose with clear skies. It looks a lot different compared to yesterday, right? Yesterday we were dealing with cloudy conditions, not only in the Santa Clara Valley, but half of San Francisco is dealing with a lot of fog too. This morning, it's looking a lot different and it's feeling a lot different as we head into this afternoon. That heat advisory kicks off at 11 a.m. We're gonna start feeling that heat as that sun starts to rise. Daytime highs today are expected to hit the 80s and the 90s throughout most of the Bay Area. And it's only getting warmer as we head into our Thursday forecast, where tomorrow there's a really good chance that we will be breaking records in certain areas of the Bay Area, such as the Santa Clara Valley, where tomorrow daytime highs are expected to hit 95 degrees. The last time we saw that heat on a day like that, 91 degrees about 10 years ago. But let's dive into some other things that are happening throughout the Bay Area, starting off with today alone. 70s for our forecast today along the coast, 90s in our inland areas. You're probably thinking, okay, well, if it's 90s in the inland areas and I have the day off, maybe I want to head to the coast. But I'm going to highly advise you not to do that, and here's the reason why. Not only has the National Weather Service issued a beach hazard statement, but also a high surf advisory that'll last throughout the day today, actually lasting into our day tomorrow too. So I'm going to have more on that in a bit, but for now, over to you, G.
All right, Jessica, thank you. Let's talk about the freeways right now. And here's the good news. Let's start with something a little bit positive. We don't always get to do that in traffic, but a live look at the Golden Gate Bridge. Traffic is moving along really well right now, but I do want to point out it's not too foggy across the span. In fact, we're making out the bridge pretty well this morning. So no delays or issues. We don't have any advisories. There was one issued overnight for the Golden Gate, but looks like that's now been canceled. The fog has pretty much dissipated through there. Now, here's the not so good news. If you're getting ready to make that ride across the Bay Bridge, if your commute takes you over into San Francisco, or maybe that's your way to the peninsula, it is definitely a slow ride right now. It is backed up almost to the foot of the maze, so those metering lights are officially on, and so is that ride, especially coming off the East Shore Freeway. And all our super commuter routes are seeing brake lights too. Out of Tracy, 580, getting from 205 onto that 580 Altamont Pass area, that is already backed up this morning. You've got a slow ride there. It's already slow across westbound Highway 4 out of Pittsburgh if you're headed over towards 242. And let's go all the way to the South Bay right now, even south of there, and check in on our super commuters coming out of San Martin and Morgan Hill. You're seeing about 32 miles per hour, so certainly getting slow there as well.
Israel at war, and this morning President Joe Biden landed in that war zone. He has two objectives as he gets off of Air Force One. First, show support for Israel's fight to defend itself against terrorism. But second, pressing for humanitarian considerations for Palestinians who are caught in the crossfire between Hamas and Israel. So here's the president earlier this morning speaking about his meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Listen.
Israel, as they respond to these attacks, it seems to me that have to continue to ensure that you have what you need to defend yourselves And we're going to make sure that occurs, as you know. And we have to also bear in mind that Hamas does not represent all the Palestinian people. And it has brought them only suffering.
We are still awaiting a live news conference with President Joe Biden. We'll bring that to you live as soon as it happens. But meanwhile, the president had planned on a summit with Mideast leaders, but after a rocket struck a packed hospital in Gaza City, leaders in the Middle East canceled participation. Well, this morning, both sides pointing blame for the hundreds killed. Hamas says Israel hit the hospital. Israeli intelligence say a barrage of rockets launched from Gaza are to blame, saying a misfire in Gaza is the reason for the hospital hit. This morning, rescuers combing through the rubble. In fact, we spoke with a Bay Area doctor who got the news of the hospital bombing. He has family trapped not too far away from the hospital.
And I paused outside the ER just thinking about my fellow ER staff out there in Gaza caring for the thousands of people who are injured and the thousands of people who lost their lives and the children. I mean, one of the most difficult things for any ER doctor and ER nurse is to see a child come in dead. It's one of the most, regardless of how much death you see, that's one of the most difficult things we see. And I just, it was very difficult just walking into my car and just thinking about just you feel hopeless sometimes.
One of our neighbors hurting this morning. Meanwhile, in Israel, a special group of emergency responders still busy gathering the dead more than 11 days after Hamas terror attacks left scores dead and claimed many hostages. Among the dead and captured are Americans. Nicole.
Here in the Bay Area, the bloodshed has been a lot to process for many people watching the war unfold last night. Well, there was a gathering in San Francisco, and it saw groups from different faiths and backgrounds agree on ending the violence. Kenny Choi was at Dolores Park, speaking to some who think that our government needs to do more to facilitate peace.
Taught me that it's my responsibility to stand up and fight back.
Lulu Azair holds back tears thinking of innocent civilians being killed as Israel continues to launch missiles to target Hamas militants.
We just want our people, the Palestinian people, to see that they're not forgotten, and we are fighting for them in every way that we can.
With candles lit, hundreds gathered in San Francisco's Dolores Park, hoping light will overcome a darkness that pervades in times of war.
Definitely seeing people from all over come together is something that gives us hope, but what we really need right now is our government to say, ceasefire, enough killing.
Jewish Voice for Peace Bay Area joined groups like Arab Resource and Organizing Center to show solidarity and a plea for the bombings in Gaza to end.
We can't allow our grief about the deaths of Israelis to become used as a weapon to murder Palestinians, because that is not Jewish values.
They're calling for an immediate ceasefire, saying the U.S. government is playing the wrong role.
The root cause of the violence in the Middle East is Israel's apartheid state and continuing occupation of the Palestinian people.
Standing in the large crowd, Alba, a third grader, searched for words to describe what she's praying for in a part of the world that's so far away but so close to her heart.
Tell me about what peace means to you.
Peace means to me that, no violence, basically. Basically no violence anywhere.
Whether it's in Israel or in Gaza.
If you can justify this, you need to look in the mirror and ask where your humanity went. Ask where your humanity is.
And we will continue to follow the latest developments here at home and out of the Middle East. We have it on air, streaming on CBS News Bay Area and online at KPIX.com.